Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are so joyful that you are here and that we have so much to celebrate and so many reasons to praise God. Tonight is just one event within a slew of events that have been going on this entire year to celebrate our 200th anniversary. So much work has gone into this year from many, many people across our whole parish, and we are simply proud to be a part of it. Two logistics for you. You'll notice on the program that our music is grouped into sections. So we just ask you to hold applause until the end of each section. And secondly, we will be moving down front. So after one of our songs, if you hear a long pause, it's because we are heading down that way. So tonight, our goal is to imagine the musical sounds of this parish and this building from its humble beginnings to our thriving community today. We're starting our program tonight in the choir loft. However, our early church building probably didn't have a choir loft. When the 50 families of 1874 mortgaged their farms in order to start construction of this current building, it was a build-as-we-can operation. We believe the choir loft was added at a later date because if you look at the bottom corners underneath, you can see the loft strangely covering the stained glass windows. So our early church was probably pretty quiet. Pre-Vatican II, there simply wasn't much congregational participation. Everything was in Latin. Churchgoers would say their rosaries and personal prayers, and they would look up when the bells rang for consecration, which sounded like this. Also, sacred music written at this time was exclusive to trained singers and choirs. I don't mean to undermine the gifts and talents of our German farmer community, but they probably weren't singing Bach cantatas. Perhaps our early church members did hear parts of the sung Mass, like this setting of the Kyrie and Gloria. So let's imagine ourselves in late 1800s hearing part of the sung Latin High Mass. next set of music is two pieces by Anton Bruckner, an Austrian composer born in 1824, the year after our parish was founded. Bruckner was a devoutly religious man with a strong Catholic faith. He composed many sacred works in Latin and many motets in German. What I found interesting about Bruckner was that he was very critical of his own work, and he often reworked his compositions. There are several versions of many of his works. For example, one of his symphonies has 4 versions and 5 different editions. Logistically, this can make for complications in organizing his works. However, I'd like to think that Bruckner treated his music as a living thing and worthy of revising and building on. Similar to our story at All Saints, we have many different versions and editions of our parish and church, and we keep coming back for revisions. This is the 4th church building of our parish. Many here today probably remember the days of the red carpet and the communion rail, and thank the Lord for revisions. Here at All Saints, we don't have the attitude of, this is the way it's always done, but we look to the future as an opportunity to continually present our best self. In the spirit of Bruckner, please enjoy these next 2 pieces, the Pange Lingua, which he wrote when he was 11, and the Dir Herr, dir will ich mich ergeben, which he wrote at 21. For these pieces, I think we can imagine ourselves in the mid-1900s, possibly with a small choir in the loft, singing for services for Holy Thursday and Good Friday. So much has changed and developed here at All Saints over the past 200 years. But something that has remained constant is that with each liturgical year, we celebrate the life of Christ in the Paschal mystery. It's humbling to think of the many, many families who have gathered here to worship at Christmas time and Easter, gazing upon our sweet nativity scene with statues from 1881, and looking up at the beautiful Resurrection Sunday stained glass window installed behind the high altar in 1898. Looking up at the high altar, and I realize it's dark, so you can't quite see the stained glass tonight, but you'll notice a series of art that displays the life of Christ. On Mary's side, there is a painting of the Nativity, then the stained glass window of Jesus as a child in the temple. Then at the center of the altar is the crucifix representing the death of Christ. Then Jesus holding the resurrection flag in the next stained glass window, and finally finishing with a painting of Jesus ascending into heaven. So if you've never seen those, I encourage you after to take a look at this series of art. Both of the frescoes were painted in 1882. And all of our windows, when they were installed in 1898, cost a whopping $2,500. For our next three pieces, one in the spirit of Advent and Christmas, one in the spirit of Good Friday, and one in the spirit of Ascension, we invite you to reflect upon these special feast days of years past. It's also truly a privilege to share God So Loved the World with you, our middle piece, as this is a piece that has been a staple of the All Saints Choir for decades. Okay, hello from down here. So as we gather for our second half, I'd like to share a little bit about our organ. So in the third church, which was built on this hill, it was finished in 1865, and they installed a new organ. The location is unknown because we don't think the loft was installed for that third church. It was definitely a pump organ, which meant the player had to continually pump the air through the pipes. We didn't have electricity until 1919. And the cost of this organ was $1,190. So on the occasion of our 100th anniversary in 1923, an electric Wicks pipe organ was gifted and installed in the loft. The cost of the organ is unknown. However, this organ served us for almost 100 years. In 2018, the Lambert family bequeathed a donation that made the current organ a possibility. In this project, a new console was installed with 3 manuals or keyboards. The old pipes were restored and some were added. We now have 500 pipes total, as well as digital capabilities for even more sound. So during the rebuild as well, the cramped choir stands were demolished and rebuilt, allowing for the choir to have much more functional space. And this was a gift from the Prinster family. The total cost of this project was $140,000, which included the gifts from those 2 families and some from the parish. The organ was blessed for the events of our 195th anniversary, and it has brought much beauty to our worship over these past 5 years. So for our next group of music, enter Vatican II. Before the huge revision, congregations were mostly silent. A huge effort over the years before Vatican II was made to overcome the barriers that distance the Catholic people from the Catholic liturgy, and to increase participation of the lay people in the Mass. Sacrosanctum Concilium was the first document approved and released by the Council, and it had a lot to say about music. It openly allowed all styles of sacred music as long as they were appropriate. It encouraged and even demanded new works to be composed, both in the vernacular and in Latin, both for choirs and for congregations. And it permitted the use of various instruments, but it did ensure the honored position of the pipe organ. So now enter the folk mass. This is a guitar-driven mass, and the music reflected the vibe of the pop music of the day. Congregations could now fully participate with music that felt recognizable and singable for the average person. Ray Repp, who was from St. Louis, is known as the father of contemporary liturgical music. He had a huge influence on this time of transition. His album, The Mass for Young Americans, in 1965, is attributed to introducing the folk mass to the Catholic Church. The 1960s was a time of huge social change, and the themes of liturgical music started branching out towards more social justice themes. So I was not around in the 1960s, but I know some of you were, and I imagine this just a huge shift and change of what is expected of the congregation. I imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe some parishes embraced it wholeheartedly right away, and others took a very long time to say, okay, this contemporary music is here to stay. I also think it's really interesting to think about what our standards of music would be if Vatican II had happened in 1940, or if it had happened in 1990, how different those first compositions would have been. Now, in the 1970s, a young group of Jesuit seminarians at St. Louis University, Bob Dufford, John Foley, Tim Mannion, Rock O'Connor, and Dan Schutte, started writing music to fill this great need for new liturgical music. So from the St. Louis Jesuits, which is what we now call that group, we have songs like Be Not Afraid, Here I Am, Lord, One Bread, One Body, Sing a New Song, You Are Near, Lift Up Your Hearts, Turn to Me, City of God, so much more that you will recognize in our songs that we sing so often. People discovered that their guitar-based folk melodies and clear scripture-based lyrics were an enduring way to pray in song. Another change we see is the increased use of metrical hymns of the Protestant church, such as Praise to the Lord, Now Thank We All Our God, Love Divine, All Loves Excelling, and many, many more. So for our next group of music, we'd love for you to join and sing with us. So for Praise to the Lord, it's Breaking Bread 207, and City of God is 390. So you want to kind of mark those in your Breaking Bread 207 for Praise to the Lord, and City of God of 390. If you recognize I Am the Resurrection by Ray Rep, please join in singing on the refrain there. And just a side note, I encourage you as we're singing our songs in Mass and using our Breaking Bread to always look at the attribution and the copyright statement at the bottom of the song. I think it's so interesting because we'll sing songs that were written in the 1600s, or we'll sing a song that was written in 2022. So it really just kind of sets the context, and it helps us appreciate how many years and this vast All right, now our final songs bring us to 2023. So over the years, no matter the style of our music, the music is meant to support the beauty of the Mass, to bring us into deeper prayer, and stir our hearts towards service and love of neighbor. We leave each Mass with food for the journey and also a melody to hum. I think I will be singing I Am the Resurrection for quite a long time. Something tangible to pique our ears and remind us of the community that we feel when we sing these melodies together in worship of God. It's truly a privilege to support the congregation in sung prayer. So our last two pieces are composers of today. Song of Discipleship was a piece commissioned from our favorite local composer, Todd Messler Jr. Yes. It is commissioned for the occasion of our 200th anniversary, so this is technically the premiere. We'll be singing it at November 1st as well. We are all striving to be saints. In fact, the Feast of All Saints is meant to celebrate all the people in heaven, not just the named saints who have their own feast day on specific days throughout the year. All Saints' Day is for the ordinary saint, those who have walked with us, those who built this church, those who choose to say yes to God every day. So this song is a prayer for us to obtain sainthood. I also want to say, and we already gave him a round of applause, but it is so wonderful and helpful and resourceful to have an in-house composer. So Todd TJ has written so much beautiful music, and we are able to sing it. We always look forward to singing more. In our new supplement, there's a lot of his pieces in there, so we do always look for who the composer is and thank him for all of the work that he has done for us. And finally, we will conclude with I Will Lift My Eyes. I hope this song leaves you feeling encouraged and strengthened on your journey to sainthood. The text is something I imagine every saint prays at one point. As we face hardships and trials, we know that our help comes from the Lord, and he shows us the way. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight. These performances are really fun. Well, I think that they're really fun. But our main purpose as a music ministry is to support your prayer and to support our congregation, and it really is an honor to do that.
It is time for me to move from my shelter of safety to sail as a pilgrim over the waves of the sea. It is time to be still and to seek the Son of Mary. Time to rest, time to leave behind my fear.
Have a seat, please. Oh, you're not done yet, no. At least I don't think you are. So, a couple of words of gratitude. So the part for me to acknowledge is that you all have done all this work while maintaining, leading us through all the Sunday Masses and preparing for the final celebration of our 200th anniversary. And tomorrow morning to do some extra stuff because we're having adults baptized and received into the church. And any of you who are All Saints, you know that's just the way it goes here. There's always pieces of life that are happening, but your faithfulness with your talents and gifts to help us as a community to grow in our worship of God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you do. I really appreciate you as your talented people that you are. And especially, Emily, your leadership at making these ensembles that stretch across our 6 Masses a prayerful group of people who are raising their hearts and minds to God as well. So thank you very much. One of the things we gained from the pandemic, not that there was a whole lot, but one of the things we gained was our ability to communicate with the outside world even as we are inside church. So you all know we live stream almost everything we do now. And we've been live streaming tonight. And several of the people who are online are people who could not physically get here. And they're enjoying the music, and you should see their comments. And any of the things we store on our YouTube channel, later on, we'll have hundreds of views of people who will come later and listen and enjoy that gift as well. So it is a gift that keeps on giving. So that's one gift that we received, which wasn't working up until Thursday of this week, and now it's back again. So it goes on and off like all technology. But anyway, so people have been joining us at home saying incredible things about the beauty of the music that you're offering us. And I think for many of us, not probably back to the 1600s, but maybe a little less than that, brought back some memories of music that we've heard in our own development of faith. So I think Emily has something else to say.
So we just want to leave you with a prayer of thanks for you and a prayer of peace. And this is another piece written by Todd and Allie as well.